Mike, you don't have it on headphones. You have it on the microphone. And it was blinking and blinking. And I'm like, it's blinking and blinking. It's like, yeah, it's telling me what was up. But anyways, I don't know, man. Anyway, yeah, pro sports. Let's get into that. I got a little mixed up. Salud. Mm. This is my second Twitch. I think I figured it out. Yesterday I did a Twitch. I put the lighting, the backlighting on low and just retarded. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. So I just bumped up the lighting. It looks pretty cool right here. So I went and got my cheap self and bought myself another circle light. Just got two lights because it was getting a little dim in this corner anyways. It's like, Mike, just go get yourself a damn light. Quit being a cheap POS. Anyways, let's get into it. All right, ready. Mm. So, anyways, I want to talk about a few different things. First of all, I watched this crazy interview with Topher, a rapper, and one of my favorite guys, Will Johnson. I talk about it a lot, but it was very good because I've never heard Topher's music. And what he basically did is he made a song called Dear Tom, talking to Tom McDonald, which Tom McDonald is freaking super dope, talented, amazing. I have no problems with him. I'm not talking any type of negativity about Tom McDonald because dude is raw. Like, he is raw. Like, I love him. But as I'm listening to this interview, I'm like, you right, Topher. And Topher just breaks it down. You got to see it's on Rumble, probably on Facebook. Go to Rumble and watch it. Will Johnson, he's dope. I love Will Johnson, but he's doing an interview with him. And Topher's like, basically, people asking me, because Topher's an independent rapper too, and he's like, basically, I've already hit the dope charts. I've already done this. I've already done that. And everybody's like, when are you and Tom going to hook up? And he's like, basically, I can't get a proper read on Tom. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, I can't get a proper read on this dude either. I mean, he does stuff like I hate hip hop and we got a bunch of wussies and all this stuff, snowflakes, and I started listening to the interview. You got to hear the interview. It's dope, and I'm not knocking Tom. I'm not knocking. This could be the new evolution of Tom, but Topher's like, before I do something with this man, I need to know where his morals are because right now we are in a battle. We are in something. We are there right now. You have to take a stand. And I did the video a couple of days ago on my Rumble and my YouTube. I said, draw the line. It's time to draw the line. Are you with this tyranny or against this tyranny? And I'm not going to get into it because people are trying to delete videos, but you know what the tyranny right now is, okay? And that's why I want to get into professional sports because I grew up watching football, grew up watching professional sports, but I've seen the evolution of professional sports. I've seen Michael Jordan come in. I've seen all this happen. I've seen the takeover. I've seen what happened, and I'm going to get into that. But it was just interesting for him to say that. And then I just looked at him like, what does Tom? Because Tom McDonald, he can talk about all this tyranny and everything. Like Eminem can talk about all this. This is bad. This is bad. That's bad. This is bad. But what's the solution? Okay, you're an independent artist. We get it. You've used that moniker now. But where's the solution? Where's your stand right now, especially right now in this political time that we're in, and it's all political. And I know people, I don't want to talk about political. No, it's there's no hiding it. Okay, there's no hiding it. Okay, pretty soon you're gonna have to do a damn little pokey wokey on your thumb just to turn on your video games. Okay, Twitch world, sorry, that's where they want to go. So anyways, so it was a very interesting interview with Topher and Will Johnson talking about Tom McDonald. And I was like, and I'm not hating on Tom, but I'm like, I'd actually kind of like to see his solution because he complains a lot. But does he have any solutions? What is his opinion? That's why Topher was like, I can't do anything with him until I know what he's about. So he did a song called Dear Tom where he's kind of hitting up Tom like, what's up, dude? What are you about? Where are we going to go with this? Are we just going to go on a record and complain? He's like, because I'm trying to like spit some knowledge and I'm trying to drop some game. And I'm like, wow, Topher, I didn't know about this rapper before last night. And I was just like, wow, because if Tom McDonald starts dropping some knowledge, like not just complaining knowledge, I'm talking about like, this is where we got to go. That's powerful because that Tom McDonald dude is dope. So I'm just going to leave it there. It's an interview with Topher and Will Johnson. I saw it on Rumble. Super sick. Topher explains it so great. First time I ever heard of this guy. He has a super dope song and it was pretty enlightening. I still love Tom McDonald. I'm not talking anything bad about him. I'm just saying like I can see what Topher was saying in that interview. But with that being said, I want to kind of go into professional sports and everything that's happened and the stuff that we've seen over the last couple of years and how I've watched especially football, but professional sports since the 90s. I'm 41, born in 79. So then I've watched it kind of degrade, and it's really degraded from the 90s. In the 90s, and this is when it started. I'm going to tell you exactly when it started. When the $1 million and all the media started talking about the contracts. We should not know what these athletes are being paid. That's when it really started. They just started throwing these numbers around like crazy, you know, and then people are like, oh, he's only getting paid 40 million and he's got this and then legacies. And then you got all the media started coming in. You just started seeing the degrade of it all. And I started to see it. I'm like, man. And I tried to ignore it. I tried to ignore it so hard, especially being a bartender for 14 years. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing CNN and ESPN, not CNN, excuse me, ESPN and all the sports things. It became just maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. Everything was a debate in politics, and they had to have like a white guy like Shannon Sharp debate this, or excuse me, a black guy like Shannon Sharp debate this white guy, and it's a Kornheiser versus Wilbon. It's always a debate. And then it was like, are you even really debating? No, they just needed to bring in this new format. It's always, and you had Stephen A. Smith, the worst of them all, with his weird looking head and nose looking like a dodo bird, and he's over there like he's got to be right. If he's not right, he's got to have the last word. He comes in, it's like, I'm Stephen A. Smith, and I have to give my final word, my stamp on this, and my approval of this game. No, idiot. You got to do like they used to do. Was it Tom Jackson in Berman? Just talk about the damn game. Talk about the highlights, and maybe give a little bit of opinion and what could happen and potentiality of this player and that. You guys lost your way, and then all these shows became like they gotta predict and dictate things, and it's like we gotta, and it's like Stephen A. Smith's gotta show up the damn game. It's like, dude, we just saw the AFC Championship. Shut up. And he's like, I gotta do something better to make you watch my show. And it just went like this. So where we're at the point right now where athletes can't do anything. Now, with that being said, how did that happen? What happened? Michael Jordan came and was the greatest thing we ever saw in our world, but the only problem was corporations bottom up, right? And it's all good. I'm not talking bad about Jordan at all. But they started to see like, okay, we own you now. And now Michael Jordan became an avatar. All these other people became an avatar. And now these pro athletes are no longer themselves. They are avatars for corporations. And they are told and whipped to tell what to do. And the number one thing I'm going to tell you right now is Drew Brees. And I'm going to keep harping on him because he came out and tried to be all patriotic before all this taking a knee and all this BLM, right? He was like, my parents and my granddaddy served. And then 5 minutes later, he got that phone call. Like they had a damn gun to his, his family's head or something, his wife's head in the kitchen. They were like, they didn't have a gun in nobody's head. But you know what I'm saying? It's like they were like, this ain't good for your brand. So he just took the knee. So he's like, you know what? All that stuff I just said about my family, heritage and everything, I'm going to go ahead and take the knee. And he took the knee. And that's what's happening to all these people. They can't do anything. And I'm really going to say the evolution of football and professional sports really went down in about 2001. And these huge contracts, endorsements came and took them all out. And you've seen it. It started with Jordan. They saw the potentiality of the money. And then there you go. There it is. They're tearing at each other. And you think it's a competition. No, it became like, I don't want a competition. I just want to run the game. It was where it always goes. The power, they got hungry. You've seen Colin Kaepernick, a guy that didn't have all the talents, all the accoutrements. And I knew when I saw him in Nevada, he was going to either be really good or bad. I just saw him. He had that look. And I was like, this dude got the build, but something about that face means that he could do really good or really bad. And I'm going to get into this stuff about when I started to see that the NFL may, I don't have any proof, this is my opinion, be a little rigged. Okay? Professional sports. They say like WWE. That's what I want to say. It's still entertainment. It's still entertaining. But I started to see how it went from like players that really cared to players that don't really care, okay? It started in 2001 after 9/11, okay? Tom Brady fumbled that damn football, okay? The tuck rule was some BS. I'm just going to say it right there. But, Tom's young. He don't know any better. He's like, well, that's what they called. He's an athlete, and I'm not saying that he was involved at that point or anything, but he was just like, well, and they were you can kind of see an agenda coming in now. Back then, you were just like, what's going on? What's going on? And so that happened. Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. Patriotism, the Patriot Act, this, and that, all that comes through, right? Coincidence? I don't have any proof of anything, by the way. I'm just saying. All right. So 2001, Tom Brady, young kid out of nowhere, takes over from Bledsoe, who was the cream of the crop at the time, and this all magical story just kind of made everybody feel better at the time, like, oh my God, because we all watched the Super Bowl because that's the crowning jewel of America at the time, And then all of a sudden, let's look from there. You start seeing like, okay, Jerome Bettis, look at the shenanigans went on that Super Bowl. But the bus had to pull it into Detroit, where his hometown was, and no more gas in the bus. I'm going, where'd he go? Right up to the CBS, or whatever, where he went. He was a commentator, color commentator, and the bus. And then you seen other people like Ray Lewis and Colin Kaepernick, same Super Bowl. The Ravens were not looking good, and all of a sudden the lights went out. Thank goodness I was bartending that night, and I served a bunch of food. I made a bunch of money. Until then, I wasn't making no money. The lights went out for like 30, 40 minutes, and I made some money. People came in. They were traveling and everything, but he came to the hotel. But then all of a sudden the Niners lose. Ray Lewis wins, and he goes out and to the retires, and he's got a Super Bowl and everything. He probably sold out with that Miami thing, whatever happened in college. I don't know. Who knows what they got on these people. And, Epstein Island, I don't know about all that, but I'm just saying, why they might want things on people. Just throwing it out there. I have no proof of any of this. And then we got Peyton Manning. Look how they carried him to his Super Bowl win in Denver. So he got mopped up against Seattle. Seattle was like, nope. And then they carried him against the Lions against Carolina. Cam Newton, though, Gary, like, oh, okay, Peyton winning. Fine. I'll go out there, And then Von Miller got his payday. It's just starting to see the stuff happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to do with Aaron Rodgers next. Oh, Tom Brady comes back again. He went to Tampa. I didn't watch no football all year. I was like, if I had to put money on anything, I was like, Tom Brady probably won. Oh, yeah, what happened? Oh, Antonio Brown. It just always happens with Brady. Some players like Rodney Harrison, Jr., Seau, Corey Dillon, all kinds of players that didn't do anything anywhere else. They were washed up. They had all kinds of problems. But they go to New England and win. And Belichick and the CEO of the NFL don't like each other. They got some issues because of all the, Inflategate and all the stuff. So, I mean, on the surface, we see some issues. So the icing on the cake would be to be like, oh, Brady didn't need Belichick. Yeah, he just needed Lauren Fournette, Antonio Brown, Gronk, everything. The perfect storm. Of course they won the Super Bowl, guys. You ain't seen it by now? I see it. And it's all about what's going to sell the more shoes, what's going to do this. And that's why I can't even watch it anymore. It's lost. NBA, I mean, that all started again when Jordan left, because Jordan, the shoes and everything, and you got these newbies coming. You got them coming straight out of high school. Kobe, basically, LeBron. They all came out of high school. They don't know any better. They're getting all this money. Who cares about people? They don't care. It's all about the money. That's why LeBron and all that. And when I saw what happened to Kobe, the incident, I'll leave it at that. I looked at my friend. He looked at me because we already knew it. We were like, yeah, LeBron's going to win. LeBron just went to L.A. and they have the incident? Oh, okay. Yeah, get ready for all kinds of Kobe paraphernalia over the year or two. Just saying. Yeah. No flight and then the helicopter. You know how many pilots I know? I don't even want to get into that. It just piss people off. Yeah, I know a lot of pilots. And if there's a no flight, yeah. Anyways, so that all happened. And we seen what happened with these sports stars, not just sports stars. We can see who's behind them now. The big brands that are telling them to do this and do that, manipulate this. Oh, maybe you should go here. Maybe you should go there. Why do you think LeBron's gone to? Okay, let's leave Cleveland because it's a small market. And I've seen this because I live in San Diego, and you've seen the San Diego Chargers leave because it was a small market. And the number one example that I saw, the San Diego Chargers, when they had that good team and had LaDainian Tomlinson as their quarterback. As a running back, they went to New England and were like, basically, yeah, you're not going to win. And you see LaDainian in the AFC Championship, he just sat down. He never got hurt. He's like, yeah, my knee. He lied. But then that was him taking the knee. Isn't that funny? My knee. He took the knee. But what is he now? number one football analyst in San Diego. He's on all over the NFL Network. He's part of the club. He said, you got to take the knee. And he was mad. He was mad because he had a little bit of integrity. But they took that integrity right away from him. So now he's a puppet. He'll do whatever they say, just like Drew Brees, just like Kaepernick, all these people. And they all get paid off. And we've seen it. Same with this girl in the Olympics. I don't know, the gymnast chick that sat down. She'll get a Nike deal or something. Who knows? And we're starting to see it. And it's just becoming ever apparent. And it's just easy to call out. Now you can see it. I can just sit here and just point it out. But I've seen it happen, and I've seen it happen with the Chargers. And I remember some of my friends, we were just watching the San Diego Chargers football team, and we'd just be like, Rivers is just going to throw this game away. You know that, right? Very important. He would just throw the craziest picks. And it's WWE now, guys. I mean, I have no proof of that, but it's basically, and I have actually more respect for the WWE because they own up. And WWE is not fake. Okay, the storylines aren't real. They're not really mad at each other. She might not be married to him and this and that. But those people are doing some wreck to their bodies. You know what I mean? And the worst part of this is if you want to really look at the greatest example right now, look at our NBA team. It used to dominate the world. It dominated the world. And these NBA stars, they're not really playing basketball. It's a show. It's WWE. So when they actually have to go out and face, you've seen this, they lost to France. Our NBA stars, because they're not really playing. It's a show. It's all a dog and pony show. They run them out there. They go out. And, of course, these dudes can hit every shot if they want. They can miss them, too. They want to miss it like on the corner of the thing right there. Yeah, dude, these guys are freaking freaks of nature. And they're owned. And now we're seeing that they can't even talk. They can't say anything. They're not free. These people are slaves. Look at what they're doing. The NFL is gone woke and it's going broke. It jumped on the BLM parade last year. Now it's on the LGBT crew. If you guys just play football and let them play, we would like it. But these guys are pansies. They're just out there running pre-predictive plays. It's not, they knew who was going to win. So it's like, oh, okay, I'll go out there and hit him hard, get in his face, and afterwards smack him in the butt. And, that's it. So that's why pro sports is not looking so good lately. I've seen the decline from the 90s. In the 90s, they liked it, but then these contracts, and then they got into it, and it got popular, and they've just killed it. And I had to get away from it. I started a boycott. I've been boycotting for 2 years now, and this is going to be my new hobby. I'd rather come talk about topics and stuff. I've suffered a little bit of censoring, but people are waking up, and I think the censoring is about people being scared. It's just stupid, This whole thing is stupid. They can't keep doing this. I mean, they're making life miserable. And if you're sitting there still watching like professional sports and like still entertained by it, you're stupid. I did actually go today, and this whole thought pattern started today because I wanted to see like, do I want to go because the season's coming, and do I want to do fantasy football? And what do I see? Cole Beasley. He's a veteran receiver. He's with. Hold on, I need a drink, man. Cole Beasley. He's a veteran receiver, and now he's on the Buffalo Bills. He's been with the Cowboys. I think he's been around a couple times. I don't know. I haven't watched last year or two. Who knows what we played for last year? Could play for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know. I didn't watch, but decent receiver, right? He came out. He's like, I'm not doing all the stuff you want me to do. And we know what they want. I'm not gonna get my video deleted because you know what I'm talking about. He's like, but he came out basically with like a pre-written thing from a lawyer to like go out there, and I'm like, dude, this isn't where we should be right now. He should be talking about how he's mentoring the young receivers. Instead, he's like, I gotta protect these dudes because they don't want to go along with the agenda that's being forced on them. They don't want to do it. But he said if they don't go along with it, they're not gonna get their money. And now you know why Drew Brees came out 1 second and said, I support America, I do this, and the next second was like, I'm taking the knee, peace out. Now you know why James is up there like, I'm do this, I'm gonna do that. He's just stuff that doesn't make sense because they're slaves. If they don't do what they're told, they're not gonna get their money. And who knows what else they've done? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what else they've done? Now all this other stuff is coming out. I don't even want to go there. Who knows what islands they've been on? That's all I'm gonna say. So that's why professional sports just ain't doing it in the United States. I don't know how the other foreign places are doing, but like, I'm not impressed by professional sports. I actually rather watch WWE when they get their audience back because at least I know it's rigged. I don't want to watch something to pretend to myself like, oh yeah, yeah, this storyline works. Yeah. Oh, they had the floods in Houston, and now the Houston Astros won the World Series. Oh, to make them feel a little bit better, stuff like that. I just can't. Oh, it's just you're starting to see the corporate like what's gonna make us more money, what's gonna make it more interesting, what's gonna do this, how can we sell more things, and it's just too obvious. It's too obvious. Okay, and that goes along with all of the the other stuff that they're pushing. Who might be connected to it? Jabby wabbies and pokey pokies. You know. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Hopefully this looks good. Looks good to me. I bumped up the light. I got a couple more lights. I'm still working on that. It's my second Twitch. Uh, it's pretty cool because I've been doing lives on Facebook. So this painting right here is actually right here on Facebook. It does it in reverse. So I can actually, yeah. So that's pretty cool. This actually is how my eagles right here and my lions right here. Oh, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. I'll come up with something tomorrow in this crazy world we live in. All right, peace out.